trophoblast हैन trophoblast are a part and parcel of the placenta हैन trophoblastic cells. So there are some diseases associated with pregnancy which will lead to disorder of the trophoblast. These diseases are characterized as gestational trophoblastic disease. This constitutes a spectrum of tumors and tumor-like condition which is characterized by proliferation of pregnancy-associated trophoblastic tissue and which will have a progressive malignant potential. Some tumors will be benign under GTD, some will be benign, but they can transform into malignancy. So malignancy potential bhako all the tumors and tumors like condition which are associated with proliferation of pregnancy related trophoblastic cells are the gestational trophoblastic disease. And under gestational trophoblastic disease, you can see hydatidiform mole. There are two types of hydatidiform mole. You have to know this in detail, complete and partial. There are something known as invasive mole. You just have to know the name of invasive mole. Choriocarcinoma, placental site trophoblastic tumor, and epithelial trophoblastic tumor. So these are the 5 diseases which are categorized under GTDs. Okay? Hydatidiform mole, invasive mole, choriocarcinoma, placental site trophoblastic tumor, and epithelioid trophoblastic tumor. So what is hydatidiform mole? Hydatidiform mole is also known as molar pregnancy. Right? जब तिमीहरू third year, fourth year मा पुगेर गाइनेमा राउन्ड लिन थाल्छ, then they will say this is a case of molar pregnancy. Then it has to click in your mind that this is a case of hydatidiform mole. Okay? So hydatidiform mole is characterized by cystic swelling of the chorionic villi, which is accompanied by variable trophoblastic proliferation. So basically, when an embryo develops during the embryogenesis, the embryoमा के हुन्छ सबै cells are either trophoblastic cells. Trophoblastic cells are actively involved in production of hormone, and the rest of the cells are chorionic villi. So chorionic villi are lined by cytotrophoblast and syncytiotrophoblasts. Okay? So normally हामीले मच्योर प्लासेन्टा हेर्यो भने पनि अथवा नयाँ जन्मिरहेको एम्ब्रायो हेर्यो भने पनि के हुन्छ त्यसमा धेरै चाहिँ कोरियोनिक विलाय हुन्छ त्यही कोरियोनिक विलायको डिसअर्डर अर द कोरियोनिक विलाइज आर लाइन बाइ ट्रोफोब्लास्ट two types of trophoblast, cytotrophoblast and syncytiotrophoblastic. If there is abnormal cystic swelling of the chorionic villi along with trophoblastic proliferation, they will be termed as hydatidiform mole. And the important reason for the recognition of the molar pregnancy is that they may proceed to choriocarcinoma in later life. So एउटा पेशेन्ट प्रेग्नेन्ट भयो भनेर बसिरहेछ तर उसको त प्रेग्नेन्सी तिर लिड नगरेर त्यो सबै कोरियोनिक विलाइले एम्ब्रायो नबनाएर त्यो कोरियोनिक विला आफै नै इडिमेटस स्वेलिङ भएर बसिराख्यो along with trophoblastic proliferation भन्यो भने मोलर प्रेग्नेन्सी भनेर त्यसलाई डायलिटेसन एन्ड क्युरेटाज गरेर सबै एन्डोमेट्रियमबाट त्यो कोरियोनिक विलाइ जुन एब्नर्मल छ त्यसलाई निकालिदिन्छौँ र प्रेग्नेन्सी डिस्कन्टिन्यू गरिदिन्छौँ हैन त्यो किन गर्नु जरुरी छ भन्दाखेरि बिकज हाइडेटिडिफर्म मोल कम्प्लिट हाइडेटिडिफर्म मोल has the increased risk of development of choriocarcinoma, which is a malignant tumor, and this has increased rate of death because this is an aggressive tumor because metastatic potential is very high in choriocarcinoma. That's why timely detection of hydatidiform mole is very important. What are the risk factors for hydatidiform mole? Almost 1 in 2,000 pregnancies are occurring in the western areas, but in our part of the world, almost 1 in 200 pregnancy will be your molar pregnancy. So the incidence is quite high in our part of the world. हाम्रो पार्टमा पनि तामाङ त्यस्तो यो रेसहरू छ राई लिम्बू उनीहरूको रेसहरूमा चाहिँ एकदमै धेरै देखिरहेको छ मोलर प्रेग्नेन्सीको रेट त्यो चाहिँ किन होला भन्दाखेरि जो राइस इटरहरू छ एजियन राइस इटर एथनिक ग्रुपहरू these groups are more commonly affected by molar pregnancy. Maternal age is another factor. If the lady undergoes pregnancy very early in life or very late in life, then there is chance of development of molar pregnancy. कि त teenage pregnancy भयो भने हुन्छ कि त 30s 40 50 years मा भयो भने GTDs also. Women who have had previous molar gestational pregnancy, then if there is family history of molar pregnancy, if the patient has his past history of molar pregnancy, subsequent development of molar pregnancies are high, and the risk increases with the increased number of spontaneous abortion. Patient को recurrent abortion भइरहेको थियो भने next pregnancy मा पनि उसको molar pregnancy हुने chance हुने भयो, and the patients having blood group type A are more likely to develop choriocarcinoma. So these are the risk factors for gestational trophoblastic tumor. ब्लड ग्रुप ए छ भने कोरियोकार्सिनोमा हुने चान्स बेसी भयो, स्पोन्टेनियस अबर्सन धेरै भएको छ भने पनि एच मोल हुने चान्स हुने भयो, पहिला मोलर प्रेग्नेन्सी भएको छ भने सब्सिक्वेन्ट प्रेग्नेन्सीमा पनि मोलर प्रेग्नेन्सी हुने चान्स भयो, टु अर्ली इन एज प्रेग्नेन्ट भएको छ र टु लेट इन एज प्रेग्नेन्ट भएको छ भने पनि मोलर प्रेग्नेन्सी हुने चान्स भयो, र जियोग्राफिकल एरिया हेऱ्यो भने इफ द पेसेन्ट इज रिजाइडिङ इन एसिया then they have increased risk of molar pregnancy, right? So most patient present in fourth or fifth month of pregnancy with vaginal bleeding and a uterus that is usually but not always larger than expected for duration of pregnancy. Once you reach clinical side, they will teach you कि अम्बिलिकसमा आउँदाखेरि चाहिँ अम्बिलिकससम्म युटरस थामिन्छ भने त्यो 24 विक्स भएको हुन्छ भनेर, त्यसरी नै हामीले प्याल्पेट गर्दै गर्दै बेबी कति विक्सको भयो भनेर गर्छौँ। अनि उसको एलएमपीले 24 विक्स भनिरहेछ, तिमीले युटरस थाम्दा यहाँ जाइफिस्टर्नमसम्म माथिसम्म आइसकेको छ भने त द्याट इज लार्जर युटेरस देन एक्सपेक्टेड टाइम अफ प्रेग्नेन्सी, होइन? सो द्याट इन्डिकेट्स द्याट द पेसेन्ट माइट बी सफरिङ from gestational trophoblastic tumor. If the clinical uterus size is not correlating with LMP calculated uterus size, then we have to think either about twin pregnancy कि त दुईटा बेबी भयो भने पनि uterus ठुलो हुन्छ. If twin pregnancy is ruled out, then we have to think about molar pregnancy, right? So maximum of the patient will present in their second trimester with vaginal bleeding and a uterus that is larger than the expected duration of pregnancy. These moles can occur at any age, but teen pregnancies and late pregnancies, like in the age group of 40 to 50 years, are the more frequent occurrence. Okay? So when you take history, incomplete mole, so the main clinical feature will be your vaginal bleeding. Pregnant pregnancy ma vaginal bleeding भयो भने first ma you have to think about abortion, होइन? Second ma you have to think about molar pregnancy, है त? So vaginal bleeding, hyperemesis भनेको, emesis भनेको vomiting हो, hyperemesis भनेको अलिअलि nausea vomiting is common in pregnancy, but if the patient cannot eat at all, she is vomiting and all, increased amount of severe nausea and vomiting is seen, then you have to think about either twin pregnancy or molar pregnancy. Some patient can present with hyperthyroidism because beta हाम्रो HCG जुन छ त्यसको चाहिँ अल्फा र बीटा चेन हुन्छ, ह्युमन कोरियोनिक गोनाडोट्रोफिन हर्मोनको जुन चाहिँ प्रेग्नेन्सीमा रिलिज हुन्छ, होइन? सो द अल्फा युनिट सब युनिट अफ HCG इज similar to TSH. Okay? So it will act like TSH even though it is HCG and go and ask the thyroid gland to produce more of the hormone. So patient may present with hyperthyroidism. And when you auscultate for fetal heart sound in second trimester, you will not hear any fetal heart sound. So these are the clinical features. Okay? So vaginal bleeding usually in the second trimester, hyperemesis because patient will have severe nausea and vomiting due to extremely high level of HCG, hyperthyroidism because alpha subunit of alpha subunit of HCG will be similar to TSH and it will act as TSH leading to secondary hyperthyroidism, and there will be absence of fetal heart sound in case of partial mole, in case of complete, right? Partial mole will more or less present like incomplete abortion or missed abortion. Patient अलिअलि पेट दुख्छ, अलिअलि vaginal bleeding spotting मात्र जस्तो हुन्छ. Sometimes patient will give history of passing of grape like masses per vagina भनेर. के भएको थियो भन्दाखेरि अलिअलि ब्लिडिङ भएको थियो अनि ग्रेप लाइक भेसिकल्सहरू पास भएको थियो भन्यो भने द्याट इज अ टिपिकल हिस्ट्री अफ मोलर प्रेग्नेन्सी है. सो कम्प्लिट मोलमा vaginal bleeding, hyperemesis, hyperthyroidism, and absent fetal heart sound. Whereas in partial mole, it will mimic like abortion. There will be spotting, bleeding, scant amount of bleeding too. Patient can pass watery fluid with small grape-like vesicles from the vagina. Okay? So you have to do the ultrasound and beta HCG level to confirm the diagnosis. In ultrasound, you'll see that there is diffuse villus, chorionic villus enlargement and hypertrophic degeneration, edematous chorionic villi देखिन्छ. And when you do beta HCG will be rapidly increasing rather than a normal increment pattern. हाम्रो प्रेग्नेन्सीमा के हुन्छ बिटा एचसिजी नर्मल्ली राइज हुँदै गइरहेको हुन्छ तर अब 24 विक्समा 10,000 हुनुपर्ने ठाउँमा इफ पेसेन्ट इज सफरिङ फ्रम मोलर प्रेग्नेन्सी इन 24 विक्स युल सी 1 लाख बिटा एचसिजी. सो द्याट इज द डायग्नोस्टिक फिचर of molar pregnancy. And why the beta HCG will be so high in molar pregnancy? Class, why will the beta HCG be so high in molar pregnancy? Sanjay,
pregnancy.
के रे?
It's a marker for pregnancy.
Your sound is so low. भन त फेरि.
And it is a marker for pregnancy.
No, it is a marker for pregnancy. Yes, हैन. But the chorionic villi are the sites, trophoblast are the sites which will produce beta HCG हैन. अनि chorionic villi कै यति धेरै trophoblast कै यति धेरै proliferation हुन्छ कि त्यसले beta HCG धेरै hyper secrete गरिदिन्छ and that's why there will be increased amount of beta HCG है त. So no, in during normal pregnancy also there will be production of beta HCG, but in molar pregnancy because it is a tumor like condition of trophoblastic cells, these trophoblastic cells will produce more amount of beta HCG and because of more amount of beta HCG हामीले beta HCG level हेर्यो भने हाई देख्छ, पेशेन्टलाई हाइपरेमेसिस भइरहेको हुन्छ, धेरै बान्ता पनि त्यो बिटा एचसिजी एकदमै हाई अमाउन्टमा भएर हुन्छ, हाइपरथाइरोइडिजम पनि उसले गरेर थाइरोइड हर्मोनमा क्रस रियाक्ट गरिदिएर थाइरोइड ग्ल्यान्डमा अनि हाइपरथाइरोइडिजम पनि भएको है त. सो फर डायग्नोस्टिक पर्पज यु क्यान डु बिटा एचसिजी लेभल and ultrasound. Right? So I told you that there are two types of molar pregnancy. One is your partial mole, other one is a complete mole. So in complete mole, all of the villi will be edematous and there will be diffuse trophoblastic hyperplasia. In partial mole, some of the chorionic villi will be edematous and swollen, but some of the chorionic villi will make the baby. Right? So partial mole मा चाहिँ baby पनि हुन्छ, chorionic villi edematous पनि हुन्छ, half. Whereas in complete mole there will be no signs of baby development. There will all the chorionic villi will be edematous and there will be trophoblastic hyperplasia. Right? So in cytogenetic study in complete mole the chromosomal analysis will show 46XX or 46XY. It is a term known as androgenesis. म यो भनिदिन्छु अहिले पछि हैन. So in complete mole there will be fertilization of an empty egg by two sperm. So दुईटा sperm को मात्र egg एउटा थियो तर त्यो egg मा केही पनि chromosome थिएन तर दुईटा sperm ल्याएर fertilize गर्दियो. That's why the chromosome will be 23X भएर 46XX or 23X 23Y भएर 46XY हुन्छ हैन. तर egg नै empty थियो त्यसको त maternal side को केही पनि हुने भएन. That's why it is termed as the pathogenesis is termed as androgenesis. Androgen related वाला male paternal मात्र सबै genetic material आयो तर maternal DNA mitochondria नभइकन त त्यो embryo बाँच्दैन हैन. That's why the complete mole will have no embryonic development and there will be no fetal parts in complete mole. Whereas in partial mole, one egg will be fertilized with two sperm or one sperm will duplicate and fertilize a normal egg. भनेपछि त उसँग त तीनटा set of chromosome भयो. That's why all the karyotyping of partial mole will be either triploid or tetraploid. And since one egg has 23X, one sperm has 23Y or X, plus along with that there will be an extra set of 23X or 23Y. That's why these patients having partial mole will develop a baby 46XY. तर आमाको पनि बुवाको पनि क्रोमोजोम भएपछि उसले अलिकति चाहिँ एम्ब्रोयले फिटल पार्ट्स बनाउँछ, अलिकति एम्ब्रोय जुन त्यो 23X or Y रिमेनिङ हुन्छ त्यसले चाहिँ उसले कोरियोनिक मोल बनाउँछ. दिस इज भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट है, युनिभर्सिटीमा सोध्छ नि कोरियन H मोल है. So you have to understand this pathogenesis. Right? So the embryo will be viable for weeks. The fetal parts may be present, but final result will be that the mole will be aborted. Right? So in complete mole, there will be complete, all the chorionic villi will lead to edematous swelling. There will be no fetal part, there will be no fetal heart sound. Why is that occurring? Because an empty egg without chromosome has been fertilized by two sperm, or one sperm fertilized, that one sperm will duplicate and make 46XX or 46XY. Even though the chromosome is similar to a human body, there is no maternal DNA, no maternal chromosome, hence there will be no fetal parts. But in partial mole, one normal egg and one normal sperm along with other extra sperm will come and fertilize the embryo. So since there will be triploid or tetraploid है त, दुईटा एगको पनि दुईटा क्रोमोजोम छ भने टेट्राप्लोइड हुन्छ. टेट्राप्लोइड इज भेरी रेयर, ट्रिप्लोइड इज कमन है. यो फोटो हेर अनि त्यसपछि थाहा हुन्छ. सो इन कम्प्लिट मोल, नो maternal DNA, an empty egg is fertilized by two sperm. It will lead to 46XX or 46XY chromosome. But all the chromosome material are derived from father only, paternal side. That's why this is known as androgenesis. Sometimes empty egg will be fertilized by single sperm, but that single sperm, the chromosome will duplicate, the sperm chromosome will duplicate and make 46 set of chromosomes. तर त्यो 46 set of chromosome भए पनि, since there is no maternal chromosome, there will be no fetal part development. Rather than this, the embryo will be edematous and all the chorionic villi will be edematous and swollen. Right? So that will be your complete mole. But in partial mole, a normal egg having 23X chromosome will be fertilized by two sperms having 23X or 23YU. So अब एम्ब्रोयमा त के भयो, 23 23 23 69 हुने भयो नि त यसको क्रोमोजोम, 69XXY or 69XXX हुने भयो. But since maternal and paternal both chromosome are present, now the embryo will lead to formation of some fetal parts as well as few part will remain as edematous chorionic villi. So this is the pathogenesis of complete mole and partial mole. Exam आयो भने यो फिगर बनाएर pathogenesis लेख्नुपर्छ. And this is the only reason why partial mole will have a baby inside the uterus along with edematous chorionic villi, whereas complete moles there will be no baby formation, there will be only edematous chorionic villi. है त है. सो यसो सोच्दाखेरि 46XX हाम्रो नर्मल ह्युमन बडीको जस्तो चाहिँ पार्शियल मोलमा हुनुपर्ने, किनभने बेबी छ जस्तो लाग्छ, तर द्याट इज नट करेक्ट बिकज देयर विल बी डुप्लिकेसन अफ द paternal chromosome, hence they have 46XX and 46XY, but it is because of androgenesis. All chromosome material are derived from father only. That's why there will be no viable baby. यति चाहिँ बुझ्नु पर्यो. बुझ्यो क्लास? बुझ्दैछ कि केही प्रब्लम छ? You don't want to answer any questions? चुपचाप लाएर सुनिराखेर पनि बुझिन्छ भने ल, केही बुझेन भने भन है त. So complete mold results from fertilization of an egg that has lost its chromosome, and the genetic material is completely paternally derived. This process is known as androgenesis. Histologically, all or most of the villi will be enlarged in edematous, and there will be diffuse trophoblastic hyperplasia without production of fetal parts. These patients have 2.5 increased risk of choriocarcinoma. MCQ मा सोध्छ है त complete mole which mole has more chance of development of choriocarcinoma भन्यो भने complete mole, and the risk is 2.2 to 2.5% increased chance of development of choriocarcinoma, whereas partial mole results from fertilization of a normal egg with two sperm. Fetal parts are more commonly present than in complete moles. Some of the villi will be edematous, whereas other villi will only show minor changes, and the trophoblastic proliferation will also be focal and less marked than complete mole. There is increased risk of other molar diseases, but they do not have increased risk of development of choriocarcinoma. So H partial mole भयो भने हामी अलिक ढुक्क हुन्छौँ, whereas if the patient is suffering from complete mole, then they need to a gynecologist need to give chemotherapy because there is a chance of development of choriocarcinoma. Okay? So H mole is a result, partial H mole is a result of fertilization of ovum by two sperm. So the chromosomal number is 69XX or 69XXY, because A को chromosome हुन्छ र दुईटा sperm को chromosome हुन्छ. Whereas in complete mole, it is the result of fertilization of anucleated or empty ovum having no chromosome with a sperm that will duplicate or with two sperm. That's why they will have 46 set of chromosome, but they are only paternal origin of the chromosome. So you have to know some of the difference between partial and complete mole karyotyping. Complete mole will show normal karyotyping 46XX, 46XY, but these are all paternally derived chromosomes. Partial mole will show triploid, triploid or tetraploid, but they have both maternal and paternal chromosomes. Villus edema will be chorionic villus edema will be seen in all villi in complete mole. Only some of the villi will be affected in partial mole. Trophoblastic proliferation will be circumferential, diffuse, and many in number in complete mole. The trophoblastic proliferation will be small, focal, and slight in case of partial. Atypia are often present, hence there are increased chance of development of choriocarcinoma. Okay? Serum beta HCG level will be markedly elevated in complete mole because all the chorionic villi are edematous and trophoblasts are more in number, hence they will secrete more of beta HCG. But serum beta HCG level will be less elevated in partial mole. HCG within the tissues will be more, HCG within the tissues will be less. Behavior, there is increased chance of development of choriocarcinoma 2 to 2.5% chance, whereas development of choriocarcinoma is a very rare phenomenon in partial mole. So अघि मैले grape like vesicle pass गरेको हिस्ट्री दिन्छ पेशेन्टले भनेको थिएँ नि हैन. So these are your grape like vesicles. You're seeing that it is like a small balloon filled with water or clear fluid and a straw color fluid. So पेशेन्टले grape like vesicles pass गर्यो भन्छ अनि गाइनेकोलोजिस्टले पनि DNC गर्दाखेरि पुरा मटेरियल चाहिँ फ्लेसी नआएर if the material is mixed with these types of tissue. So morphology, in most instances mole develop within the uterus, but they can occur in any site including ectopic pregnancies. Partial moles may be diagnosed clinically as spontaneous abortion only after the histopathological examination. Partial moles can be diagnosed as molar pregnancy. Fetal part will be seen in partial mole, but they are never found in complete mole. Okay? So this is a figure of complete mole. You are seeing that all the villi are edematously enlarged, whereas in partial mole you'll see normal villi as well as chorionic villi which are edematous and dilated. Okay? So complete mole, there are presence of, there will be absent fetus or embryo, diffuse swelling of the villi, diffuse trophoblastic hyperplasia. They will present with vaginal bleeding. They are large for date uterine uterus will be large for date. They will develop bilateral lutein cyst in the ovaries, and they will have medical complications like hyperthyroidism, hyperemesis gravidarum. The beta hcg will be more raised excess in amount, and complete mole have chance of development of choriocarcinoma. Partial mole are triploid in nature or tetraploid in nature. They will have both maternal derived and paternal derived chromosomes. They will have abnormal fetus. There will be presence of fetal part and embryonal part, focal swelling of the chorionic villi, focal trophoblastic hyperplasia. Hence, SCG is mildly raised. They have no chance of development of choriocarcinoma. Medical complications like hypothyroidism will be rare, and they will be usually diagnosed as a case of incomplete or missed abortion. Okay? So complete moles will show hydropic swelling and in all or most of the chorionic villi, and there will be absence of vascularization within the villi. The uterine cavity will filled with delicate friable mass of thin walled translucent cystic grape-like structure consisting of swollen or edematous hydropic villi. So all the chorionic villi will be dilated and cystically dilated and filled with edematous fluid, and they will have thin translucent wall. Hence, they will be termed as grape-like vesicles. Okay? So that is about complete mole. Complete mole mass, trophoblastic atypia will be there. If there is marked trophoblastic atypia, then the chance of development of choriocarcinoma will be more. So for the prognosis, if the beta HCG is very high, uterus size is very large, there are ovarian cysts as well, the patient is old age, then there is increased chance of development of choriocarcinoma, which will metastasize with time. So the prognosis is not good for complete mole. Okay? So how will you diagnose? You'll diagnose by history, beta HCG measurement, ultrasound, and detecting fetal heart rate by the stethoscope or Doppler ultrasound. Right? So something about invasive mole. Invasive mole is defined as a molar pregnancy that will penetrate हाम्रो के भन्छ एच मोल कम्प्लिट मोल र partial mole चाहिँ they will not infiltrate into the or they will not invade into the myometrium. They will stay in the endometrial cavity only. But if something happens, if some genetic changes happens and those chorionic villi which are edematous will go and invade the myometrium, then it is termed as invasive mole. Right? So this is intermediate between malignancy and tumor-like condition. So this tumor is manifested by vaginal bleeding, irregular uterine enlargement, and it is always associated with persistent elevated HCG level and varying degrees of luteinization of ovaries. This tumor has to be treated with chemotherapy because sometimes these invasive mole will invade the myometrium, go into perimetrium, and result in uterine rupture. Right? So to decrease the rate of uterine rupture, you have to give chemotherapy. Right? So this figure here shows the spectrum of gestational trophoblastic neoplasia or GTD, gestational trophoblastic diseases. So if the uterus is filled with grape-like vesicles only, no fetal parts is seen, that is known as class. If the uterine cavity is large and filled with all the grape-like vesicles, that will be known as
complete mole.
complete mole. If the uterus has both the fetal parts as well as grape-like vesicles in one part, it will be your partial mole. You know, if that grape-like vesicles is invading deep into the myometrium, they are invasive mole. If that chorionic villi has now metastasized to the lungs or into the myometrium, out into the perimetrium, they are choriocarcinoma. And there are something known as placental site trophoblastic tumor. In this case, all the chorionic villi will remain at the site of the placental attachment only. That is your placental site trophoblastic tumor. तिमीहरूलाई यो लास्ट चाहिँ चाहिँदैन यो तीनटा एच मोल र कोरियोकार्सिनोमा you have to know in details. Invasive mole is in between phenomenon between molar pregnancy and choriocarcinoma है त. यसले चाहिँ myometrium invade गराछ तर metastasis भए हुँदैन invasive mole. Choriocarcinoma choriocarcinoma भनेको frank malignancy हो. It will invade into the myometrium and it will go into the lungs, brain, bone सबै ठाउँमा जाँदै गर्छ है त. So this is about gestational trophoblastic tumor. बुझ्यो?
Yes, ma'am.
Class.
Yes, ma'am.
So second part of the class is about choriocarcinoma, right? So you have to know about the etiopathogenesis, morphology, clinical features, and complications of choriocarcinoma. This is the same slide. The choriocarcinoma is classified under GTD or GTN, gestational trophoblastic tumors, or gestational trophoblastic disease, or gestational trophoblastic neoplasia. It constitutes of tumors and tumor-like conditions characterized by proliferation of pregnancy-associated trophoblastic tissue of progressive malignant potential. And within GTDs or GTN, there are 5 lesions: hydatidiform mole, complete and partial invasive mole, choriocarcinoma, placental site trophoblastic tumor, and epithelioid type of trophoblastic tumor. So you have to know about hydatidiform mole and choriocarcinoma. So choriocarcinomas, the age group most commonly affected are 20 to 40 years, and choriocarcinoma and trophoblastic cell tumor in placenta may result from benign molar pregnancy, may result from term pregnancy, may result after abortion, or even after ectopic pregnancy. So choriocarcinoma चाहिँ प्रेग्नेन्टलाई मात्र हुन्छ भन्ने हुँदैन. मोलर प्रेग्नेन्सी चाहिँ प्रेग्नेन्सीसँग मात्र, हाइडेटिडिफर्म मोल चाहिँ प्रेग्नेन्सीसँग रिलेटेड भएर त्यसलाई चाहिँ मोलर प्रेग्नेन्सी पनि भन्छ. तर choriocarcinoma may develop after complete mole, after abortion, after normal pregnancy, or even after ectopic pregnancy. So choriocarcinoma को चाहिँ कुनै यो भयो भने मात्र choriocarcinoma हुन्छ भन्ने छैन, but we know that almost 2% of the complete mole goes into choriocarcinoma भनेर है. So 50% of choriocarcinoma follow complete mole, 25% of the choriocarcinoma arise after abortion, 20% of choriocarcinoma occur after normal pregnancy or even after ectopic pregnancy. So choriocarcinomas are an epithelial malignant neoplasm of trophoblastic cells derived from either previously normal or previously abnormal pregnancies. Previously abnormal pregnancies are ectopic pregnancies, your abortion, or even a normal live pregnancy, or even after complete mole. So these are your epithelial malignant neoplasm of trophoblastic cells. If it is benign hydropic degeneration of trophoblastic cell, it will become molar pregnancy or hydatidiform. If it is malignant neoplasm of trophoblastic cell, it will become choriocarcinoma. And although most cases arise in the uterus, ectopic pregnancies will also be associated with choriocarcinoma. And choriocarcinoma can not only be seen in uterus, it can also be seen in ovaries and testes. Right? So testicular tumor ma pani choriocarcinoma आउँछ, अनि ओभेरियन क्यान्सरमा पनि choriocarcinoma आउँछ. तर यो युटरसमा आउने choriocarcinoma-लाई चाहिँ we'll term it as gestational choriocarcinoma. So choriocarcinoma is a rapidly invasive, widely metastasizing malignant neoplasm, but once it is diagnosed, it will respond well to chemotherapy. It will melt like snow भन्छ. There are very few tumors in our body which will melt like snow if chemotherapy is used, and among that one is choriocarcinoma. choriocarcinoma भयो, अब यसलाई मेटास्टासाइसिस हुन्छ, टर्मिनल स्टेजमा पुगिसक्यो भनेर त्यस्तो आत्तिनु पर्दैन गाइनेकोलोजिस्टहरू, किनभने किमोथेरापी भयो भने त्यो सबै म्यालिग्नेन्ट ट्युमरहरू will melt like snow and nothing will remain, and patient will live her life as normal, right? So but if not treated properly, they are rapidly invasive and widely metastasizing malignant neoplasm. So the uterine choriocarcinoma does not classically produce a large bulky mass. It becomes manifest only by irregular spotting of a bloody brown sometimes foul smelling fluid. So unlike molar pregnancy मा चाहिँ के हुन्छ, युटरस साइज यति ठुलो हुन्छ कि उसले आफ्नो डेटसँग कोरिलेट गर्दैन हैन। पेट उहाँ भने बल्ल बल्ल सेकेन्ड ट्राइमेस्टर भन्छ, उहाँ भने पेट हेऱ्यो भने चाहिँ थर्ड ट्राइमेस्टरको जस्तो पेट देखिन थालेछ भने we have to think about twin pregnancy or molar pregnancy. तर choriocarcinoma will not produce large bulky uterine masses, rather it will present with irregular spotting of a bloody brown and foul smelling fluid. Choriocarcinoma is classically a soft flacy yellow white tumor with marked tendency to form large areas of ischemic necrosis and extensive hemorrhage. So जस यो चाहिँ के हुन्छ, कोरियोकार्सिनोमा सफ्ट फ्लेसी येलोइस हुन्छ, तर त्यो येलोइसमा यति धेरै एरियाज अफ नेक्रोसिस एन्ड मार्क्ड एरियाज अफ हेमोरेज देख्यो भने we have to think about choriocarcinoma. So what are the clinical features of choriocarcinoma? Vaginal bleeding, irregular spotting, dirty foul smelling bleeding, pain in the uterus, uterine enlargement to some extent, and sometimes abdominal mass are the clinical features. So, irregular vaginal spotting of bloody and brown fluid. This discharge may appear after normal pregnancy, after a miscarriage or abortion, or after curettage for complete mole. So, complete mole थियो उसको, मैले सबै क्युरेटाज गरिदिइसकेँ, अब ठिक छ पेसेन्टलाई भनेर पेसेन्टलाई घर पठाइदियो गाइनेकोलोजिस्टले, फेरि 2 महिनापछि उसले त फाउल स्मेलिङ इरेगुलर ब्लडी डिस्चार्ज लिइरहेछ भने you have to think about choriocarcinoma, है। कि नर्मल प्रेग्नेन्सी पनि सर्टन विकसम्म त ब्लिडिङ भइरहेको छ पेसेन्टको, तर त्यो ब्लिडिङ कन्टिन्यू भएर 2-3 महिनासम्म ब्लिडिङ भइरहेको छ पेसेन्टको भन्यो भने अगेन वी हेभ टु थिङ्क अबाउट कोरियोकार्सिनोमा। सिमिलरली पेसेन्टको आफै अबोर्सन भयो, अबोर्सन भइसकेपछि त्यसको सबै एन्डोमेट्रियल कन्टेन्टहरू क्युरेटाइज गरेर गाइनेकोलोजिस्टले घर पठाए, अब तिम्रो नर्मल पिरियड स्टार्ट हुन्छ भन्नेको सट्टामा if the patient is having irregular spotting, irregular vaginal bleeding which is foul smelling, then you have to think about choriocarcinoma. So, irregular vaginal spotting of bloody and brownish fluid leads to the diagnosis of choriocarcinoma. Sometimes these tumor will not appear until months after these events. Usually by the time the tumor is discovered, radiographs of the chest and bone will show metastatic lesion. So, त्यही भएर यसलाई ऱ्यापिडली इन्क्रिजिङ इन साइज एन्ड ऱ्यापिडली मेटास्टासाइजिङ ट्युमर भनेको है। किन मेटास्टासाइजिङ भनेको भन्दाखेरि मान्छेको कम्प्लिट मोल भएको थियो, ल 2 महिनामा फलोअप आउनु भन्यो, लकडाउन सकडाउन भएर 4 महिनामा फलोअप आयो भने पेसेन्टको पुरा मेटास्टासिस भइसक्यो हुन्छ, यु क्यान डु नथिङ वन्स देयर इज नट मेटास्टासिस हैन। तर मेटास्टासिस नहुँदै युट्रसमा मात्र कोरियोकार्सिनोमा हुँदा भेट्यो भने इफ वी गिभ किमोथेरापी, it will dissolve like melt, it will melt like snow, and there will be no remnants of choriocarcinoma. So that is why follow-up is very necessary and timely diagnosis of choriocarcinoma is very necessary. Right? So grossma soft yellow white flacy tumor, there will be large areas of necrosis, large areas of hemorrhage, and large areas of cystic softening. So if you look at the uterus, you're seeing that this uterus is filled with a mass. This mass is hemorrhagic, this mass is necrotic as well as hemorrhagic. So soft yellowish mass which has large areas of hemorrhage, large areas of necrosis, sometimes cystic degeneration, then you have to think about choriocarcinoma. No fetus or fetal activity. Microscopy, this is a purely epithelial tumor. It will not produce chorionic villi unlike molar pregnancy. Molar pregnancy will have both edematous hydropic swelling of the chorionic villi as well as trophoblastic proliferation. But in case of choriocarcinoma, it is a pure tumor of trophoblastic cells. There will be syncytial trophoblast and cytotrophoblast will be proliferated, but there will be no chorionic villi. Right? So chorionic villi, absence of chorionic villi is the characteristic feature of choriocarcinoma. MCQ मा सोध्छ है त। But instead of chorionic villi, there will be mixture of abnormal proliferation of both cytotrophoblast as well as syncytiotrophoblaст है। So cytotrophoblast र syncytiotrophoblast को malignant proliferation भइरहेछ, chorionic villi छैन। युट्रसमा हेर्यो भने soft flacy mass छ with large areas of hemorrhage and necrosis, then you have to think about choriocarcinoma. Since this is a malignant tumor, mitosis will be more in number. There will be abnormal mitosis also. This tumor will invade the myometrium, penetrate into the blood vessels, penetrate the lymphatics, go into distant sites and adjacent structures. Right? So now you tell me, if choriocarcinoma invades the myometrium, why is it not the invasive mole? What's the difference between invasive mole and choriocarcinoma then? Class.
Inva- Invasive
Mm.
mole is only localized to the endometrium. Eh,
नो,
भित्रेमा
इन्भेजिभ नामै त इन्भेजिभ होइन, इन्भेड गरिरहेछ। उसले कहाँ इन्भेड गर्छ त? एन्डोमेट्रियमको
मायोमेट्रियम
ट्युमरले इन्भेड गर्यो भने त मायोमेट्रियममा त जान्छ नि होइन। कोरियोकार्सिनोमा पनि मायोमेट्रियममा इन्भेड गर्छ, अनि पेरिमेट्रियममा जान्छ, अनि ब्लड भेसलमा जान्छ।
अनि
भनेपछि के डिफरेन्स हो त कोरियोकार्सिनोमा र इन्भेजिभ मोलमा?
choriocarcinoma is metastasized to lungs.
ओके, ओके, द्याट इज वान। अदर?
Chorionic villi.
Very good. होइन, chorionic villi will be seen chorionic villi as well as trophoblast will be seen in invasive mole, whereas in choriocarcinoma there will be no chorionic villi but there will be only trophoblastic cells invading the myometrium, है त? That is the मेन डिफरेन्स। अनि लास्ट अब पेसेन्टको कुरेर बस्ने त यसको इन्भेजिभ मोल हो कि कोरियोकार्सिनोमा, मेटास्टेसिस हेर्छु अनि मेटास्टेसिस भयो भने कोरियोकार्सिनोमा भन्छु भनेर त कुर्न पाइएन नि त गाइनेकोलोजिस्टले, होइन? सो वेन यु लुक एट द प्याथोलोजीलाई पठाउने त्यो क्युरेटाज गरेको, अनि प्याथोलोजिस्टले यहाँ कोरियोनिक भिलाइ पनि छ, यहाँ ट्रोफोब्लास्ट पनि छ भनेर पठायो भने त्यो इन्भेजिभ मोल भयो। यसमा नो, देयर इज नो कोरियोनिक भिलाइ, देयर आर ओन्ली म्यालिग्नेन्ट प्रोलिफरेसन अफ ट्रोफोब्लास्टिक सेल्स भन्यो भने त्यो कोरियोकार्सिनोमा भयो। एन्ड देन गाइनेकोलोजिस्टले रिपोर्ट हेर्छ प्याथोलोजिस्टको, एन्ड देन सी विल एक्ट अकर्डिङली, होइन, किमोथेरापी दिने कि नदिने भनेर, है त? ल, so microscopy of choriocarcinoma, there will be seeds of anaplastic भनेको different type देखाउने. So there will be seeds of atypical cytotrophoblast and syncytiotrophoblaст along with large areas of hemorrhage and necrosis. You can see myometrial invasion, vascular invasion, but there will be no chorionic villi. That is the main point, है त? So complete मोलमा पनि त अलिअलि एटिपी आउँछ ट्रोफोब्लास्टमा भनेको थिएँ होइन, तर there will be presence of chorionic villi which will be edematous. So chorionic villi edematous छ, ट्रोफोब्लास्टिक एटिपिया छ, तर त्यो एन्डोमेट्रियममा मात्र बसेको छ भने द्याट इज यो कोरियोनिक के अरे कम्प्लिट एच मोल। के अरे इडिमेटस कोरियोनिक villi छ, ट्रोफोब्लास्ट पनि एटिपिया भएको छ, तर त्यसले चाहिँ मायोमेट्रियममा इन्भेड गर्दैछ भने त्यो इन्भेजिभ मोल। अब कोरियोनिक villi छैन तर atypical cytotrophoblast and syncytiotrophoblaст मात्र छ, and they are invading into the myometrium, that is your choriocarcinoma, है? So microscopy ma, this arrow points to the atypia present in cytotrophoblast and syncytiotrophoblast. You can see large cells, bizarre cells, some are round, some are oval, some are triangular. So this is your anaplastic cytotrophoblast and syncytiotrophoblast. Okay. So how would you diagnose choriocarcinoma? Clinical history, होइन, पहिला कम्प्लिट मोलको हिस्ट्री दिएको थियो, अहिले इरेगुलर vaginal bleeding भयो भने 1 number diagnosis will be your choriocarcinoma. When you look at the ultrasound, you'll see a fleshy mass with areas of necrosis and hemorrhage. You do HCG level will be persistently high, होइन? हामीले कम्प्लिट मोल इभ्याकुएट गरेपछि त पेसेन्टको बिटा एचसिजी लेभल त नर्मलमा आउनुपर्ने, 0 लेभलमा आउनुपर्ने हो, तर 0 लेभलमा आएको छैन, इट इज पर्सिस्टेन्ट भने we have to think about choriocarcinoma. And sometimes CT scan, X-rays are needed to rule out distant metastasis. And lungs को X-ray गर्नु पर्यो, lungs को CT scan गर्नु पर्यो, कहीँ मेटास्टासाइज भइसकेको छ कि छैन, लिभर को CT scan गर्नु पर्यो, लिभर को अल्ट्रासाउन्ड गर्नु पर्यो, एन्ड हिस्टोप्याथोलोजी, हामीले त्यहाँ जे मास छ त्यो मासलाई एक्ससाइज गरेर निकालेर प्याथोलोजिस्टकोमा पठाउनु पर्यो टु लुक एट द एटिपिकल ट्रोफोब्लास्टिक सेल्स, है? So that will diagnose. In this case, you're seeing the metastasis can occur anywhere near in the adjacent organs like vagina, cervix, rectum, urinary bladder, or it can go into distant sites like lungs, brain, liver, you know. So metastasis rule out गर्नु पर्यो. So what are the complications are that there will be widespread metastasis. Metastasis can occur in lungs, 50% of the cases, can occur in vagina, 30 to 40% of the cases, and then brain, liver, and kidney. These are the most frequent site of metastasis. One number lungs, two number vagina, then brain, liver, and kidney. Right? So that is about the complications. So last one, this is the pathologic and clinical classification of gestational trophoblastic tumor. We have hydatidiform mole, complete and incomplete or partial. These are your benign gestational trophoblastic disease. And in between there is invasive mole. Invasive mole can lead to a malignant trophoblastic tumor, but it is non-metastatic. Sometimes invasive mole can lead to metastasis if it becomes malignant trophoblastic disease. And there is choriocarcinoma, which is fully malignant. These malignant tumors are metastatic. Placental site trophoblastic tumor are also metastatic, but they occur only at the site of the placental attachment. जहाँ हाम्रो normal baby भन्दाखेरि प्लासेन्टा अट्याच हुन्छ त्यो साइटमा मात्र ट्युमर भयो भने चाहिँ it will be termed as placental site trophoblastic tumor, right? So H mole को अलिकति malignant form is your invasive mole, but complete H mole को matra malignant form is your choriocarcinoma. Partial moles will not go into choriocarcinoma, right? So that is about gestational trophoblastic diseases or trophoblastic disease. Okay? So treatment, you have to evacuate the contents of the uterus. सर्जरी गरेर hysterectomy गर्नु पर्यो कि त यो ट्युमर मात्र निकाल्नु पर्यो, followed by chemotherapy because this is a malignant neoplasm. है, that is about choriocarcinoma. बुझ्यो?
म्याम एउटा क्वेसन छ,
भन न.
के हो भन्दाखेरि जस्तो कि हाम्रो त अहिले अर्ली प्रेग्नेन्सीमै देखाउँछ नि त युएसजीहरू गराउँछ होइन, अब त्यसमै साग मात्र बन्यो, इम्ब्रायोब्लास्ट छँदै छैन भने त्यसले चाहिँ पछि गएर हाइडाटिडिफर्म मोलहरू बनाउँछ हो?
होइन, there are two conditions. One is your blighted ovum भनेर भन्छ कतिजनाको होइन. त्यो blighted ovum भनेको चाहिँ ओभा नै हाम्रो डिसफङ्क्सन भएको ओभम चाहिँ फर्टिलाइज भएको छ, तर त्यसले चाहिँ के पनि त्यो भन्दा अगाडि एम्ब्रोयोजेनेसिस के पनि हुँदैन, बट देयर इज नो हाइड्रोपिक डिजेनरेसन अफ कोरियोनिक भेलाइ भन्यो भने त्यस्तो पेसेन्टलाई चाहिँ ब्लाइटेड ओभम भन्छ. त्यस्तो पेसेन्टको चाहिँ अब तिम्रो त्यसको फिटल हार्ट रेट पनि हार्ट साउन्ड्स पनि आउँदैन, अनि यसलाई चाहिँ तिमीहरूले अबोर्ट गर भनेर डक्टरले नै भन्छ. दिस इज अनदर कन्डिसन फर अबोर्सन, स्पोन्टेनियस abortion. Tara, in case of H mole, if there is presence of embryo, that embryo is making fetal body parts. तर सँगसँगै हामीले अल्ट्रासाउन्ड गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ पुरा हाइड्रोपिक डिजेनरेसन भएको इडिमेटस कोरियोनिक भिलाइको मास पनि देख्यो भने चाहिँ will ask the patient to do HCG level. HCG उसको सेकेन्ड ट्राइमेस्टरमा 10,000 हुनुपर्ने ठाउँमा 2 लाख छ भने it is a clear cut indication that there is some trophoblastic disease, हैन? अनि त्यही भएर त्यसपछि चाहिँ पेशेन्टलाई डिस्कन्टिन्यू गर भनेर त्यसलाई क्युरेटाज गर्छ. दिज आर टु स्पेक्ट्रम, त्यो एउटैले भएको होइन. ब्लाइटेड ओभम भनेको चाहिँ ब्लाइटेड ओभम आर एम्प्टी ओभम, दे विल नट गो इन्टु फर्दर प्रेग्नेन्सी. त्यो पेशेन्टले राखिराखेको त्यो पेटमा भन्यो भने पनि उसको आफै स्पोन्टेनियस अबोर्सन हुन्छ. अबोर्सन इज अनदर क्राइटेरिया. एच मोल इज द ट्रोफोब्लास्टिक डिजिजेस. के बुझ्या हो?
बुझे म्याम. एचसीजी लेभल चाहिँ अब मार्कली एलिभेटेड हुन्छ हाइडाटिडिफर्ममा, त्यो डिफरेन्स छ न?
त्यो डिफरेन्स छ. प्लस कोरियोनिक भिलाइ पनि त इडिमेटस हुन्छ नि त, अनि अल्ट्रासाउन्डमा देखिन्छ नि त इडीमा भएको त. बुझ्यो? Chorionic villi will be edematous. Sometimes there will be presence of fetal part as well as edematous chorionic villi. दुईटै देखिरहेछ अल्ट्रासाउन्डमा भन्ने थियो. पार्सल मोल भयो फिटस सिटस केही बनेको छैन 24 विक्समा त बच्चा फुल डेभलप भइसक्यो हुन्छ हैन फिटस सिटस केही बनेको छैन द युटेराइन क्याभिटी इज फिल्ड विथ इडिमेटस कोरियोनिक विलाई when you do the pregnancy test urine त्यो युरिनमा प्रेग्नेन्सी टेस्ट गर्दा पोजिटिभ छ भने that will be a complete mole and then you do beta HCG level in the blood beta HCG level in the blood will be very markedly high that will be a case of complete identiform mole बुझ्यो
बुझ्यो म्याम
ल त मेरो मोबाइलबाट लिँदा अटेन्डेन्स हुँदैन खै को हो सिआर सिआर के नाम तिम्रो